Hello and welcome to the Treehouse. My name is Amethyst Starwillow, and this reading is for Group B. A rose quartz is your token for tonight, and this is for Group B. We're going to draw a card, although I've pre-drawn some already. I wanted to draw from these cards as well, but I have to be careful with these because there's a lot of blank ones, like these, with like the instructions, which is, or does this one get mixed up with it? Did you get mixed up? Sorry. No. This is just about the cards. Alright, so anyway, this is an old set, and I love it. And I just wanted to say, too, that I have a lot of decks, and some of them look like new, but they're not. I, have gotten them through thrift stores, which could be a real find, eBay sometimes, or Amazon that are used. And some are new, and some I've had forever that are just favorites that I've had forever. But this Oracle deck I got for $5, and I always pray for the right person, and it came from with such energy when I got this deck. And just to make sure that you all know that when you get a new deck, it's not as important, it's important that you bond with it and you look at all your cards to get familiar with it, I think. Although sometimes you're just so excited, I am, that I'll just start drawing cards and see. But this I did because, again, with any used deck, you can light incense. You can have, like, I love cloves. I think I've told you guys before that I love cloves. You could do Palo Alto or sage or just over the candle flames. For me, I do each one if they've been used, And it gives me a good opportunity by doing that to look at them, to read them, to get familiar, to connect with them. And I'm also cleansing any energy of anything that could be disturbing, although most times, and I've already done it with this deck, so I'm not going to sit here and do it, but I wanted to draw a card. But many times the used card decks, they have such beautiful energies. And you know what? Well, we'll wait and see if it's meant to come out, it will. Anyway, they have such beautiful energies. I cleanse them nonetheless, but I can tell that the reader was, oh, interesting. That I can tell that the reader, whoever had it before, the energies are in the cards. And of course, the energies are in the cards with, como se llama, with just the artist and the writer of the cards. And so I love these. These are by Gabby Bunker, I believe. And some people don't like them. I've read mixed reviews on them, but I took a chance, and I love them. I don't use them all the time, but I do. So let's get on. This is with B. I'm sorry. It's been after jam. Yeah, it's always a little random. And this, your rose quartz, okay? And B and rose quartz is your token, and that's my dog. I'm not going to give him too much attention. Yes, okay, he came to say hello. I don't know if you could see him. Okay, go sit down. All right, so your oracle card. A newly hatched chick has no feathers, only fluff. Don't expect too much of yourself. It takes time. Give yourself time to learn and grow. So for all of you out there in Group B, or for those with whom it resonates, this is the oracle card that came out for this particular reading on this particular day for whoever is meant to see this. And by the way, all my readings are, they're timeless. That's my intent. And as a reader, you have you cast intent on whatever you do, and mine is always that it will reach the right person at the right time, no matter if it's a year from now, 3 years from now, whatever it is, maybe even 10 years from now. Who knows? I don't know. I see and I go to other sites, and whether they're philosophers or psychologists or shamans, you know, all these readers, and of all of the above, because many, like Jungian psychologist, and Jung, you know, he was not just an artist and kept his journal, but he read cards, and so many do. And cards, they're just symbols of the mind, right? So it's almost like your subconscious is talking to you. And it's when I do these cards, you know, if I'm doing a personal reading, it's a totally different story. But when I'm doing general, I put it out to the universe to deliver it to whoever needs it whenever they need it. And when I'm shuffling, that I get the messages that's best for them as well as myself. Because as a healer, I also want to heal. You know, I also need to understand the transitions and how best to navigate through them. You know, this is therapy. This is also what we need. Many of us, not all of us, but I think many of us, you know, we look for signs and synchronicities, and we read books, you know, and philosophies and science and myths, and we look for the answers to so many things. So of course we're going to go towards cards, which are just either through words like poems or poetry, or symbols of pictures that evoke a certain emotion, just like music that opens. It's like a key that opens, and we look at it and say, ah, we get something from it. So for whoever this is meant to resonate, this is Group B again, and your crystal was the rose quartz, and this is a general reading. And your first, not your first card, your second card, let me see, yes, this is the way, sorry, I have them this way. So the first one that came out before I did this one, consider this the first, or the first for right now, because I had shuffled these before I drummed, and I'm looking at them now, and it says, number 20, Hidden Realms, create conscious awareness. So when I look at this card, and I think of conscious realms, and we were just talking about Jung using symbols to tell us, to talk to us in a way that we may understand. But because the language has to be interpreted by so many, just like parables, right? Just like riddles, just like, you know, anything in life, you need to decipher it, and you need to ask for clarity. And to me, I feel like we are ever evolving, we are ever transforming, and that is the nature, the natural order of things. And our subconscious knows so much, is so immense, our spirit is so immense, that we're not even aware of a speck of it, let's say, you know, I mean, or we are aware only of a speck of it. But when I look at this card, I think consciousness, hidden realms, create conscious awareness, awareness of your thoughts. Where are your thoughts? Are your thoughts, you know, are you aware of the shadow parts of your nature, as Jung would say, meaning like the thoughts that you come that, you know, you saw something, you read something, and it scared you or pissed you off or whatever, and you reacted without really thinking about it. So to me, I feel like there's a lot of things that we don't know, or at least, you know, this group, or at least I don't know, right? There's a lot of things that are unknown. And in order to discover what they are, we need to pay close attention. And as a years ago martial artist and living on a sailboat and doing all kinds of things in my life, I traveled ever since I was a little girl. Even if I didn't understand the language, one of the things you begin to really create an awareness, right? Like in martial arts, where you still yourself and you become aware of the energies. And the danger sometimes is, especially through times of great transitions, is that there are so many distractions, there are so many upheavals that we get off kilter, right? And we have to reground ourselves and figure out, like, okay, the wind's blowing. It's like being out in a sailboat, right? And you're sailing, and all of a sudden, you know, a gale comes in, this gust, whatever. You thought you could make it, And the idea is you don't, you're caught in the middle of the storm, that either you thought you could outrun or you did not predict. Just the weather changed. You were not as familiar with that territory. And like many things in life, when you ground yourself, you are aware of what's around you, and you begin to, like the charioteer, you become balanced. So you ride in the middle. You are the highest, the brightest, but you are human. We are all human. We all have these, like I said before, these tendencies to snap, to not be aware, to not, you know, surf or sail smoothly. Whether it's like music, right? That's another surfing the waves. Lead the way, light your own path. So two things. Three. Okay, so there's someone here that needs to hear this. And it says, don't expect too much of yourself. It says, a newly hatched chick has no feathers, only fluff. Don't expect too much of yourself. It takes time. Give yourself time to learn and grow, to adjust, to adapt. It's like when a deer is born, and its legs are shaky. Give yourself time. And you're not a deer. We're people. We're humans. And we need to, ground ourselves, because you're so much stronger. We are so much stronger. Anyway, whoever this resonates, be aware that you can't go too fast, that you're still doing shadow work, that you still must seek a balance, and that you must lead the way. Be unafraid. Light your own path. Express yourself. Light your own path. Okay, so the very first two oracle cards, now I'm not counting that one, but the ones that I got earlier before I drummed were these two. And that's what that is telling me. Let's start doing this. And your very first card of the deck is of the tarot. These are oracles. Of the tarot is the Six of Wands. A lot of accomplishments, right? You've come a ways. This is the situation. You've come a long ways. You don't realize the advancement you've made. The steps you've taken, the leaps of faith that have gotten you thus far. But do not be impatient, because I know this is only the Six of Wands. It's victorious, but it's not the end of the cycle. You're like midway through. There's still much work to be done, right? But you have been victorious thus far. And above him flies a hawk. You can see the hawk. And the hawk is his eyes. Think of it as, the third eye. The hawk is an extra sense that the hero sends out. Again, in martial arts, you send your feelers out. You become aware. You ground yourself so that you know what's around you without even having to open your eyes, like a blind man would see. Right? Okay, so the hawk is the eyes. The hawk is also a symbol of high intellect, or an awareness. It's like the cry of the hawk, that screech, that sound. It's to awaken you. It's to warn you and say, some news is coming. There is something there. So he is victorious. He has the hawk. He's moving forward, but he has not completed his journey. Just a portion thereof, right? The challenge is the Siddhi. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Those of you who speak that language might know better than I. But basically, she is the synthesis, the one, the alchemist, the one that pours from the shadow to the light, from the unconscious, is what they know as the shadow, the unconscious, and the light meaning the consciousness, the one that is aware. Consciousness is aware of everything. It's like what we see right now. Here's the table, here are the books, whatever. Subconscious, when you're asleep at night and you dream and you drift and you reconnect. And I feel myself that we connect on so many levels and so many different dimensions. We don't know. And Carl Jung always thought that our dreams were a way of our higher self, our subconscious, our higher self, trying to explain to us what we did during the day, what that meant. But anyway, your challenge is you're victorious. That's the situation right now. Your challenge is to be able to balance between the conscious and the subconscious, between the heart and the mind, because she has water, right? Water in the cups, those are, water is subconscious, but it's also the heart. It's anything that's like your divine heart, your strongest connection, right? Water. And then she is, and she, by her very nature, is material. She is pouring from one to the other, from one to the other. Yes, Noonies, I heard you there. Sorry, guys. My dog, and I totally lost my train of thought, but it's our little bear. She's taking great care, you know, and that's the challenge too. It's also to know the right proportions. You know, balance is to know how hard to strike or to move out of the way, or in a dance, or even in a song, the flute, just how much do you add to something? There's a careful balance. There's a careful balance. That's what we aim for, right? And the reason that we aim for that is because we are stronger when we are united, when we are united inside, and when we are united with each other, when we can come to terms with our own shadow natures. Do you understand what I'm saying? When we do not judge ourselves so harshly when we make a mistake, we do not judge others as harshly either. And I'm not talking about something really offensive or bad or hurtful. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just little mistakes, like you wanted to work on this piece of art and it didn't come out the way you wanted, or whatever, you know, and you get down on yourself because you expect so much more of yourself, or you expect so much more of yourself in a relationship. This could also be yin and yang. You know, you can look at this as male and female, yin and yang, receptive and nurturing and action and power, manifesting oriented. But I don't want to say, because both yin and yang can manifest, it's just one is very forceful, you know, where the other one is more receptive, sort of takes it. It's almost like a keto, where you kind of take it and you roll it and you bend the air, the energy, and you can get out of the way or bend it, you know. So, and that's a delicate dance. And speaking of dance, dance is the same thing. When you have a partner in ballet or whatever, you don't want to be, you know, there's got to be a balance between both partners. So this could also be speaking about a partnership. This could be speaking about different points of views. It could be speaking about different perspectives, or the way you see things, or different beliefs, and a merging of the two, of having to strike balance and being the one to lead the way. In other words, many in this group, you have been victorious thus far for many things, reasons, and for whatever reason, the universe says you need to think about leading the way to your own life, light your own path. Find how to do this in yourself, so that you can do this in business, so that you can do this in love. And that's your challenge, right? The balance. In a regular deck, she's a Temperance, but I love this deck. Anyway, I think I love the art. As an artist, I'm sorry, I just love it. Plus, I just love this medieval kind of stuff. So, should be more inclusive, I think, because I think color is beautiful, no matter what color, what shade, what shape, what size. Yeah, I'm panpsychic, sorry. I just, you know, I have a love of life and diversity, whether it's music or food or art or people, or cultures, you know, I just live in peace, you know, balance, you know, think about things, you know, try to get along together, you know, try to learn from one another. that dance, that step. And it first begins with us. We need to be that way. And then from there on, we can be that way with other people, including your spouse. The Battle Wagon. This is the charioteer that I was telling you about before. So anyway, this situation is victory. The challenge is balance. So you got to continue to balance, because you got victory to the 6 of Swords. Remember, you're going to 7. So learn to balance, because the next phase of the transition, of the cycle, whatever, the transition is you're going to need, it's going to require balance. You've gotten victorious thus far because you've taken the time to reflect. Again, 7s are for reflection, but also you've learned to balance. You employed your will to force balance, to force yourself to balance, to try and balance. And that is what the charioteer does. You know, he knows, he, she, it doesn't matter. It's just the energy. So don't look at the, what you call it, the person. But anyway, they have to balance the wild. The horses are the untamed parts of self. You know, the primal self, the self that is beautiful and necessary, but must be balanced with the intellect, with the spirit, with the higher mind and the higher self, in order to achieve maximum, right? The maximum. And so many of you were doing that. We're trying to do that. And even though there were places where you felt you failed, that weren't perfect, it's okay. Remember what we got? The universe said, we grow and learn in time. It takes time. And that's why we're at this stage where we are at right now, which is victorious, but there's many more steps to go, and balance is what is necessary. Your past energies were the High Priest. And the High Priest is the teacher, the teacher and the student. He's still learning. One never stops learning, but he's also a master. You know, he knows that he can master as long as he is balanced and using his resources wisely. And his resources are also part of his mind and his heart. And interestingly enough, there's a bird, again, not sure if that's a hawk or not, but there's another bird for clear sight, long vision, clear sight, warning of what's ahead. So this is a man or a woman, a person, whoever you are, it's just the energy of someone who has been prepared and has been preparing, someone that has tried to manifest a better life for themselves, you know, and their loved ones, their family, or their career, or their job, or their relationship. You know, it's someone that is studious and fair-minded. And so the past energies were that, and if that, and if it's also someone who is quite inspiring. So if it isn't you, it could have been somebody in your life that energy was there for you. And oh my goodness, okay, so for whoever it means, I got that for some of you, these are your angels, these are your angels watching over you. You're like grandparents, and somebody wise, male or female, parent or grandparent or an angel, an aunt, I don't know, someone. And that may not be for all of you, but I got that so strong, like it just went like through me. Anyway, so whoever needs to hear that. Oh, right by the rose quartz, interesting. That's very good. Okay, so you know what your ancestors, and I really feel this is what they want for you. The 3 of chalices. This is what's crowning you. This is the universe says to you, you are being guided. You have had this energy of protection. You've tried to make things in balance. You've gained a certain amount of victory. I mean, you've gained victory in this endeavor. Yes, you have the challenge. That's for later. But enjoy life. Enjoy life. Celebrate. Listen, give yourself a break. Give yourself time to learn and grow and celebrate those moments of growth, those things that you have achieved. Give yourself time to celebrate. And there is yet another bird. And look how happy, friends and family. The cups are love, the cups are plenty. Look at those beautiful little flowers. So how wonderful. How wonderful. And look at that. Mother, daughter, granddaughter. Again, I wish there was more ethnicities, you know, more women of every color, or men, whatever. You know, well, this here is the three of chalices, and these are representative of the maiden, mother, and crone. But it is love, it is celebration, it is getting together, it's community, it's heritage. And oh my God, didn't we just talk about the ancestors and your past energy? Holy cow, yes. All right, so challenge. Remember, they're asking you to stay balanced. Stuff is going to come up. I don't know. We are in transition. Even if everything works out fine, you've been told twice already about balance. Okay, so just pay attention. Pay attention to that. Okay, so then your future energies. Okay, Six of Pentacles. So 6 and 6. 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. Interesting. Anyway, the 6 of Pentacles. So a lot of things come up with the 6 of Pentacles. First of all, it's generosity. It's giving and receiving with goodness of heart, but with care, with thoughtfulness and care, and to make sure that those that you are giving to are not scamming you, right? Not scamming your heart, not scamming your resources, right? That you give for a worthy cause. And also know that here it is, he is giving her the flowers, and the good that you do comes back to you in the least and the most unexpected ways. So this is a time of goodness, of generosity, of giving and receiving, a time to celebrate. Again, remember what the universe said, celebrate. This was your crown. The crown is what the universe says. Pay attention to this. Be aware of this. This is the challenge is sort of like the warning telling you, hey, are you up for the challenge? You're going to need this. And the crowning is the universe saying, and be aware also of this. And this is be aware of the milestones that you have already accomplished, great or small, and don't forget to celebrate them. Because you're coming into a period of generosity, of giving and receiving, of open heart. But again, just the warning to be mindful about your resources, and that the ones you are giving to are worthy, that they're not scamming your heart or your mind. For yourself, the card of the self, rather, I'm sorry, where you feel right now, either mentally, emotionally, or physically, or all of the above, how you feel. Maybe subconsciously, maybe you're not even aware of it because you're just go, 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 go. So again, the shadow, it tries to tell us because we're not listening. So it's trying to, the subconscious, when we're sleeping, gives us those messages, tries to gives us some kind of symbols to tell us, hey, take it easy. The good thing is that the nines is the end of something. So your journey is almost completed. It started with the wands as well. There's wands and cups here, but and this is the 9 of wands. But the 9 of wands, again, just be careful. You're still not finished with your work, but make sure that you're delegating, that you're being mindful of what you're attending to, because you have a lot on your plate. A lot on your plate, a lot to consider, and you're trying to keep it all together. And this is part of your harvest, part of what you've harvested, and part of what you've worked for. So that tells me you're still, a lot of you are still working or thinking about that. You know, whether you're working because you're actually working, or you're working towards some sort of project or goal. You know, yeah, you're building something. You've been building something, and you're not quite done. Almost, but not quite. But be careful of burnout too. Um, your environment is and yeah, I'm going to tell you in a minute about it. Your environment, about this oracle too, but your environment is the Five of Chalice. And the Five of Chalice, in this particular card, there's usually like three cards. In some things, there's 3 cups with 2 left over. Here, there's 2 cups and 3 left over. But anyway, sorry, I'm getting off track. The thing with the Five of Chalices or the Five of Cups, it means that you have gone through some sort of loss. Now, it could be either a small loss, a small heart loss, or a great heart loss. It's cups, so it's something very dear to you. It could be finances. It could have been that you invested unwisely in a person, a project, a some endeavor. You know what I mean? Some sort of endeavor. And you feel like you've lost everything. Like everything is lost. And you don't you're stuck in that state. You're stuck in this state, and the rabbit's trying to get her attention. Because rabbits are rebirth, growth. And she still has cups over here. She, he, it. But they refuse, whoever this is, they refuse to turn around. They're so stuck in that grief and in the anxiety and worry and pain. So that's your environment right now. What is surrounding you, the energy that is surrounding you. And whoever this is meant for, you need to turn around and see what you have left. You have much to work with. And you have helpers. You have angels. And you have nature spirits. You have helpers. You have ancestors. Don't give up. Turn around. Turn around. And I'll tell you why. Because this card came out with it too. And the hummingbird reminds you to have joy, to turn around and look what you still have that you can regroup or rebuild with. You know? You still got some cups left over to rebuild with. Turn around and be joyful that you didn't lose them all. That the universe is there with you, helping you to rebuild, but it's asking you to get out of that funk. Now it makes sense why you got celebration. This is the universe saying, remember, it's the crown, what the universe wants you to know. You need to change your vibration. Turn around and use your mind, your heart, who you are, the charioteer. And keep going. And keep going, because you are victorious. Maybe you don't see it. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe you don't realize that in many ways you are victorious. You know, because what was the beginning of this card that it said? It said, don't expect too much of yourself. It takes time. Give yourself time to learn and to grow, which means give yourself time to recover from the mistakes you made too. All right? Five of Cups, mistakes made in the past. And you need to get over that loss, because the universe is waiting to give you something better. To help you create with what you've got left over. And you've got plenty left over. You've got plenty. For one thing, you've got yourself. And for another, you're not alone. The universe is with you. You have angels and brothers and sisters of light. Jeez. I understand. Believe me. I've been there. I think we all have. This last couple of years. Seriously. But we just have to turn around and know that there's stuff that we need to rebuild. That we can. And even if it's hard. And I know it's hard. This is card of self. For many of you it's very hard. But we're building. And we have accomplished something. Maybe it's not everything, okay, but it is a victory. We have accomplished much. We just need to keep going and not give up. All right, so the next card I got, this is the card, so self, this is your hopes and dreams. Not your hopes and dreams, your hopes and fears. And the card of the hopes and fears is about recuperation. And so, let me put these over here. And so, yeah, some of you were hurt so bad. Some of you were hurt so bad. And then in a way you just wanted to give up. In a way you kind of had to. You know, you had to recuperate, right? And this is a card of recovery. A card of recuperation. A card of not worrying. This is your hope. This is a fear probably that you can't, because you're probably, whatever it is that you lost, you're probably scrambling, you know, or trying to get it back or whatever, or just working yourself. Remember I said don't overwork yourself. That's why the universe is also saying balance. That's why the universe says take your victories right now. And that's why it's telling you to be joyful and celebrate. So, the Four of Athame. It means sword. An athame is like a knife. It's like this. It's your altar, your ritual knife. It's symbolic of the wind. It calls the wind. It is symbolic of the mind, the cards, the sword cards, the suit of swords, of which this is one of them, which is of the mind, to think clearly. So rest, meditate, think clearly, take time to rest and recuperate and think clearly. The swords are about clearing away the illusions and seeing things clearly, and rest and giving yourself time, because you're also told in the very beginning, a newly hatched chick has no feathers but only fur. Don't expect too much out of yourself. It takes time. Give yourself time to learn and grow. But all things with balance. That doesn't mean to just stop and do nothing. That means to recuperate, turn around, be joyful that you still have something left, that the angels and brothers and sisters of light are with you to help you. And be careful not to overwork. Okay? And I know sometimes when we are so hurt, we overwork ourselves because you have to do something. You have to stay busy, right? It's like the comedy where the woman is cleaning, or the man is going around cleaning the house because they're nervous energy, or whatever it is. Just take some time to rest. Your body needs it. Take care of yourself and use your mind. Access your higher mind, your higher wisdom. Do some meditation, ground, look at the figure, completely relaxed underneath the tree, totally grounded, not just his feet on the ground, but the whole body. You know, the earth has this resonance. It resonates at, what is it? Is it 404 something megahertz? And it's the same beat as our hearts. And when you lay down, or when on the ground, or when you take off your shoes, you can feel that it grounds you. It helps you to just release the stress that you're carrying. Along with this Four of Athames, we get two cards. The first one is Mystic Meadow, Sanctuary. So again, you're being asked to rest, to take time, to meditate, make that your sanctuary. Go outside, go for a walk your dog, do something that to help you, read, do something that ground and meditate really seriously. Put it on your app. That might be a good thing if you have an app, a reminder on your phone, or computer or whatever, and to remind you to, take 10 minutes or 5 minutes for deep breath and meditation during the day. The universe wants you to create stability. There's a need for you to ground. There's a need for you to seek that sanctuary so you can get back your stability. Because a lot of you may be off kilter. You've been working very hard, And so maybe that's why, again, a mini vacation for some of you that the universe is saying, balance, take it easy. Um, you're working very hard towards something. I know you've been through some stuff and you're trying to fix a lot, but don't forget to rest and take it easy because you're still recovering. You're still recouping. Wow. Okay, so remember when I said to use your mind? Okay, so your outcome cards are the page of a theme, using your mind, the page, and the page, look at the way she is. She's clearing that energy. She's clearing away. She's asking the light of the moon, which is the subconscious, to illuminate her so that she may know, she, he, it, right? And there's an owl in the background for wisdom, guarding her, watching over her, assisting her. She's studious. Remember what I told you about the athame, the little swords, the sword. It cuts away the illusions. It also is about intention. So your outcome happens to be about your intention. But in order to make that intention manifest and be very, very strong, you have to be energetically strong as well and balanced. And you have a helper. You have the past energy of a guide, somebody that was guiding you, that will continue to guide you. Right? That will continue to guide you. And this, the page is all about this fresh idea, this new insight, this new opportunities coming your way. Rest, relax, enjoy, celebrate, turn around, look at what you've got left, and new opportunities are coming your way. But be clear, be balanced, and be clear with your intent of what you want. Have an idea of what you want the next step to be. And if you don't know what you want it to be, how would you like it to feel? Write it down on a journal or something. How does it feel? What is the feeling that you're looking for in your next step? And then you find ways to create that. And you don't have to go 20 steps ahead, just the next step. What's going to happen in the next day or week or day or two? Let's leave it at a day or two and see what unfolds. Let the universe unfold. You keep working, you keep doing your thing in balance, taking time out to recuperate, letting go of the past mistakes and the things that didn't work out. It's spilled milk, and you're crying and freaking and worrying over it is depleting your energies, and if you're not careful, it's going to make you sick. So give it up to God. Surrender it. Surrender it up. Celebrate. Balance. Oh my gosh, your other outcome, because I told you you got two outcomes, right? So your other one is Meadow. So you got the page, new opportunities, and you've got the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles. Stability, contentment, security, stability, sanctuary, everything, right? Home, family, contentment, your project, whatever it is that you wanted, whatever was your intent, comfortable, all your needs met. Oops. Chisel sticks. All your needs met. I'm going to leave you with these 3 cards that I also got. So for some of you, there may be travel involved, and that travel could be mind, body, or soul. You may be traveling for a job, you may be traveling on a vacation, meet up with loved ones, you may be traveling for business, you may be traveling in the sense of transitioning, so that where you are today and where you will be next month will be very different, depending on your intention, your attitude, your ability to break through the illusions and the blocks and letting what passed pass and moving on, rebuilding. Launching your journey, I am an intrepid traveler, Sailing forth into the universe. Hell yeah. Sky's the limit. Well, more than the limit, right? There is no limit. Igniting courage. I am strong, valiant, and courageous. Yes, you are. Don't let whatever this was knock you down for good. Get up. You are. You are launching your own journey, sailing forth into the universe, expecting the very best and very good. You are strong, valiant, and courageous. And the last one. Oh, hearing messages from spirits. I am a clear channel for messages from spirit. What did I tell you about your ancestors and angels and brothers and sisters of light and guides? They want you to be happy. Turn around. Enjoy. You've gone through something. You've passed some sort of test, some transition, something that was important. Some tragedy, something. You've survived. You are victorious. But your job's not done. None of us are. Right? We're still on earth. But listen here, the high priest. I am a clear channel for messages from the spirit. From spirit, hearing messages from spirit. Yeah. Alright, my loves. I'm sorry. I'm a little tired tonight. Anyway, this is, if you like this reading, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe, if you want to see more, that's fine. If you came to this reading and there was something here for you that you liked, wonderful. If it didn't resonate, look in the description below. You'll find links in my channel for other readings and things. And this card went upside down. You guys are going to be alright. You guys are going to be alright. I'm just feeling like the energy is going to be changing. Seriously. I feel that the universe, it's like, you guys want it. And even though your heart is broken and you don't want to, some of you don't want to turn around or can't because it hurts so bad, the universe is right there. Your brothers and sisters of light, nature spirits are right there. Everybody's turning around and saying, come on, praying for you. You're going to turn around. There's going to be so much joy in your life. You're going to see. It's a new beginning. It's a new beginning. Just have faith. Have faith. You're getting there. One step at a time. It's fine. You know? Seriously. What did they say? Rome wasn't built in a day. You know? It's the only one I could think of off the top of my head. I'm sure there's plenty others that could think of 27,000 more. But with that said, I love you all because I feel like some of you really went through a lot. I'm going to put this here so that you come out of it. We're going to clear. We're going to clear and we're going to ignite some courage. And we're going to ask for joy. For joy. For balance, joy, and yeah. There we go. There's joy. Green amethyst. Help the heart. Right? Green amethyst. Little jade Buddha. A little bit of silver. Silver is the represents the moon, where gold would be the sun. So the moon is receptive. So to be receptive, Saint Gabriel, our messenger. Remember. Oh, where did it go? I have to show you. Because where is that card? It's probably right in front of me. Okay, so Gabriel the messenger. I'm a clear channel for messages of spirit, of the highest high, of your sacred heart. And I bless those that wish, rose quartz, that wish the blessing. May you heal all of us that are receptive to such healing, that accept it knowing that only good can come, that you clear away our pain and our sorrows, that we remember the lessons that you, Gabriel, keeper of our hearts, will guard and guide our hearts and clear away the negativity, the pain, the illusions, and help us to realize that we really are worthy of love, of joy, of everything beautiful that the universe is trying to give us. That we remember our intentions, and we learn to lead ourselves, that we may help others learn to lead as well. All right, my sweeties. Let the healing be done for those that wish, and no harm to anyone ever. Amen. Alright, my sweets, till next time, this is Amethyst Starwillow from the Treehouse. Till next time, sweet dreams.